This is the Chapter 2 review. Once you finish this review, you can take the Chapter 2 test. I wanted to just briefly go over this with you. Domain and range. Domain is your x values, range is your y values, so you just list them out. Function, yes or no. If the x's repeat, it's not a function. If the x's don't repeat, they're all different, it is a function. Discrete and continuous, if you can list out the points, there's just 3, it's discrete. When you're given an equation, it will graph a line in this case, and you will have infinite number of points. So if it's an equation, it's going to be continuous. Okay. I'm going to remind you how to graph a line. The number at the end is your y-intercept. So that's where you start on the y-axis. So we're going to start at a -1. The number in front of x is your slope. So our slope is 2. If you're doing it rise over run, your slope is 2 over 1, which means we're going to rise 2 and we're going to run 1. So from this point you go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, it's positive, so you're going up and to the right, up and to the right. So this is an example. Here's your line. And that's how you graph a line. If the y is by itself, you will know the y-intercept and you will know the slope, and that's how you graph it. Okay. These down here, g of 5, if it tells you g, you're using the g function, and you're taking whatever it tells you for x, whatever in the parentheses, that's what you're plugging in for x. So here I'm going to do a -2 times 5. Instead of a -2x, I'm plugging in a 5, then -8. You simplify this, so your answer will be g of 5 is equal to a number. Whatever this simplifies to, that's what your answer is. Okay. On the back, we have standard form. We did standard form a while back. Standard form means that you have to have your x and your y on the left side of the equation, and then you have to have the number that's all by itself on the right side. So here I have 2x, and then I have the equation. I have 4 minus 7y. I need to get my x and my y on the left side, so I need to move the 7y over. So I'm going to add 7y, I'm going to add 7y. So those cancel. I have 2x's and 7y, so I'm going to write 2x plus 7y equals 4. This equation is in standard form. If you move your equation here and you see that all 3 numbers are divisible by something, you have to reduce it. So let's look at this one. I'd have to move 14 to the other side. I'd have to subtract 14, subtract 14. So I'd get a -6y equals an 8x minus 14. Then I have to move that 8x over. So I have to subtract 8x, subtract 8x. Okay, so I have a -8x minus 6y equals a -14. Okay, the next thing I see is that 8, 6, and 14 are all divisible by 2. So I'm going to divide 8 by 2. I'm going to divide 6 by 2, and I'm going to divide 14 by 2. So what this gives me, 8 divided by 2, a -8 divided by 2 is a -4x. -6 divided by 2 is a -3y. And -14 divided by 2 is a -7. That is my equation in standard form. Okay. Here, you need to give me the x and the y-intercept. Basically start graphing this like we did on number 3. You start, this is your y-intercept, so you go down to 6, and then you do your slope. This slope is going to be a 3 over 1. That's what your slope is. Once you graph your line, you need to tell me what the x-intercept is, which is where does it cross the x-axis. tell me that point. And then you need to tell me where the y-intercept is. So it's where it crosses the y-axis. And you need to give me the point where it crosses. On all these, I need a line, and I need an x-intercept as a point, an ordered pair, and a y-intercept as an ordered pair. The last two on the review is what we did in the notes that I made for you. How to write an equation of a line. That's the y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. If you have questions, shoot me an email or give me a call. My email, again, Jamie Elmore at AbileneISD.org, or you can call me up here, 325-691 1000. My extension is 4850. All right. My planning period, times you could probably reach me the best is about 2:45 to 3:35. That's usually when I'm in my room, so that's a good time to call Miss Elmore. And I can walk you through it on the phone, or I can try to answer your question. All right? Have fun.